People, Alex here, back with some more Nioh 2. We're in part 53, and this will likely be a very short part, maybe, relatively speaking, depending on how it goes, since I have no other side missions available at the moment except for the next main mission in the next region. So, I grinded a bit in a Twilight level, which was actually a pretty good one. It went back to the church from earlier in the game where we met that Japanese Christian, and I fought Kasha again, which was very enjoyable. And the level was a bit challenging at the latter bit, but it's short. It's mostly a destroy a wave of enemies or in a certain amount of places, and then of course you fought the cat lady again. So had I known that would have been a pretty different and unique level in and of itself, I probably would have streamed it. But because I did not know that's what the level was at the time, and by the time I realized how different it was, I was already too late. So I figured, screw it, because I'm used to all the Twilight missions just being retreads of the main missions anyway, with really no rhyme or reason to really show off anything except just go kill crazy on everything. But anyway, that's what happened. You can probably find it on another channel's video somewhere. I wouldn't be surprised really, but no big loss. So by doing that, I finally went and unlocked the ninjutsu dojo mission, the one who lives in the shadows. And I also checked my status. Notice the ninjutsu one is 200,000 points, and 200,000 points seems to be the requirement. Same as, and I assume, and similar to how all the new requirements for all the weapons ones were, 120,000. Well, if I'm to believe that the Nioh one will be following the same numerical trend, I already have the Nioh skills up to the 200,000 level on the left, as you can see. So if the pattern goes the way I think it is, I'll be able to have it unlocked right away, assuming that is the case. As to how that happened, I don't know. I'm used to the the rate of the proficiency going up, mostly in regards to using a lot of the talismans, namely the ones that accumulate damage, like the fire. Same as how, honestly, the poison, broth and the firebird ball attack from the ninjutsu did cumulative damage. I don't know. Maybe the various debuffs that I used is what ultimately did it, like the sloth and the divination and weakness talismans. I don't know. I want to say that is the case. But anyway, should it pop up, I'll likely have had the requirement fulfilled. And also, you can probably barely tell, but I did go and mod my character a little bit, namely in regards to adjusting the placement of my arm tattoos, adding a little bit more weight to her to give a little bit more, it's barely noticeable, but a little bit more buffness to her. Where, not to the point where she's no longer unattractive, obviously she still is, and I prefer to keep it that way. But just to show that she's been in action for a while. Can barely tell, but I did. So, yeah, and of course I like to go back and see cutscenes in armor that I liked before. In this case, the Sohaya shawl, and the Sohaya gives to an extent, gives an indication of what I'm trying to show off. In the meantime, what do I want to wear? Ronin, 272, 76, 78. 94. 98. Jeebus. 300. 300. 298. So let me go back and change a bit to to other armors, so that way I'm more prepped. Die Hard looks cool with the feathers. 210. 231. 145. Samurai General. 163. 34. Ugh, too heavy. God damn it. I hate it when it's too heavy. Why is it so heavy? It sucks. Ass. Ugh, I really hate the damn weight requirement. I hate the weight requirement. But it is what it is. Duh. No Master Swordsman anything except for the old bracer. Yes. Hey. Hey, Dad. Little doing my thing. Alrighty, so went back to better armor until the game gives me something hopefully better. Who knows? So, the one who lives in the shadows. It's showing Iga Jonin stuff, so likely I have a strong feeling we'll be facing Hattori Hanzo again. And I was correct. Ugh, this is gonna be hard, isn't it? That stance tells me that you already know a thing or two about our ways, in which case standard training would be wasted on you. So how about I teach you the closely guarded secret techniques of my ancestors instead? I'll warn you though that those that fail are fated to die in obscurity. If you want to learn the secrets, you must not hesitate for a second. Okay, well, since this is Hanzo we're talking about, I want to equip something that'll either allow me to keep up with him or hit him hard enough where he can't do anything. So I'm going to go with either the Tonfa and Odachi. Tonfas. Where's the one that I saw a while ago that I liked from the first game? Seventh Sword. That is one I like very much. And I'm tempted to use the Switch Glaive, but I think the heavy attack is too slow to keep up with him. I think the Odachi is where it's at, honestly. So yeah. Attack bonus and read absorption. Lightning could probably stun him. Don't really think Amrita earned is needed at the moment because, let's be honest, it's only just one guy, unless the game pulls something on me. Sukuna's sword could be beneficial. Taro Tachi, I got a new one, but I think I'm going to save it for for a certain specific enemy if he ever shows up again, which he probably will. Life drain. I either want the Sukuna sword or the lightning sword. $472, that's insultingly low. I'll try Ryumen. Alright, Tonfa for speed, Hodachi for power. Let's see how it works. Back in the Iga Fortress. You know, I kind of find it a little disappointing oh, wait a minute. I completely forgot we don't get the use of the... I'm a freaking idiot. I completely forgot we do not get to use the weapons we have. We can only use the wooden facsimiles of the weapons we have. So in this case, Tonfa and Odachi, wooden versions. That's fine. It's, I can live with that. Sort of. And what do I have on me? Call trap balls. For which are explosive. And ground fire. Okay. Come on, you bastard. I cannot equip antidotes. I can do it. I can do it. Just need to be careful, not get poisoned. And I'm paralyzed for no reason, even though I'm not even close to the cloud. And I'm out of health, meaning I'm gonna die. Because I walked into the poison one too many times. Yep, that was gonna, yeah. The game does not even allow me to use antidotes, probably. How much you want to bet? Nope, cannot use antidotes. There. Being smarter.
See ya!
Way better this time. Okay, I have no idea how that missed. And I'm dead because of stupidity. Oh, wait a minute, I survived. I forgot that I had that save me talisman already used, so I'm good. I need to equip that. In real time. Okay, I can't even use poison because he won't stop hitting me. Like to heal, game. Thank you. Got him. No chest piece, unless I do get it. Okay, so one loss, but one win. I got him anyway. Oh, got him. Nothing to it. That revitalization scroll on the left there, I should probably equip that. It would be very helpful even in the most difficult of bosses. I should probably use it. Thank you, Sensei. Brilliant! You were able to see through even the most secret of the Iga style techniques. I simply couldn't shake you. As an instructor, I am humbled and blessed for the experience. It would seem I have nothing left to teach you, but I would be more than happy to face you again in combat. Oh, look at that. I get a Curious anyway, so it's all good. And since I beat him, I can officially unlock the secret art techniques. And I know I had saved a bunch of ninjutsu points, but I figured they're gonna give me 2 locks anyway. I might as well use them to just build up for other stuff, and then use them, the 2 I get anyway, in order to get to that point. And there's 2 arts. Allows me to perform ninjutsu on myself faster and extends the duration, which is great, which is what I also really need for my Nioh magic, so that way I'm not standing there for 10 seconds unable to do anything and be left vulnerable. Also, increases damage dealt by ranged weapons or throwing items, so that'll likely be a boon to my bows and arrows. Come on, trophy. There it is. Ninjutsu Master. So, Enlightenment, like I said, allows me to do everything faster and extends duration of beneficial effects, which is great. And I hope to get that for my on-meal magic, because, again, I'd rather be able to do my magics without standing there helplessly, unable to do anything. And finally this, which will likely increase my firearms and bow damage. So that's all well and good. It ended up not being as difficult as I expected. And since I did a Twilight mission last night, I can show off another entry. It's likely going to be Kasha. Hanzo's data is already fully mapped out, I believe, as of the last chapter in the game. We faced Kamaitachi 3 times. I would like to face Yatsuno Kami a 3rd time so I can get another one of him, because I fused my first one with the second one that I got. That, and I really want a blue Mortal Soul to make a blue version of him. He's honestly one of the best spirits in the whole game, because he goes after a target and strikes at him 3 times very fiercely and in one spot. So in the spot and he tracks that target in the spot where he is, where he hits him 3 times, as opposed to others where they kind of just go, eh. There's Kasha. And yes, even in the Twilight mission where I faced her, remember how in the original mission where we faced her in Hanoji Temple and she summoned and Gakis showed up in the middle of the party? Well, that was no accident in regards to just the level itself. She actually does do that, which makes sense. She is being described as basically as someone who rounds up the souls of the dead for the underworld. So it makes sense that she would summon little minions to harass you. But to Kasha's credit, she is nowhere near as annoying as some of the worst minion bosses I've ever faced, like the 3rd fight with Nemesis in Resident Evil 3 Remake, or, well, pretty much half the bosses in Doom Eternal, really. So in her case, it's like, I can forgive that, because the Gakis, it's only 2 of them, and they're so weak and innocuous that it's like, you don't even need to, it's not even that much of a bother, really, so long as you kill them quickly so one of them doesn't feast on the other one and becomes an even bigger annoyance. Japanese folk tales also feature another type of kasha known as Neko Danka. One of these tales revolve around a cat who wishes to repay the kindness of a poor temple that has taken it in. This cat will cause something eerie to happen at a funeral, only stopping the supernatural show when its favored temple gets involved in order to improve the temple's reputation. There are many variants of this story, but they are all based on the folk belief that cats have the ability to exert mysterious powers upon the dead. As these tales spread, various funeral rites were introduced all over Japan to keep kasha away from the deceased. So Egypt is not the only country in history where where in ancient times they reviewed cats as a medium between the world of the living and the dead. Because in ancient Egyptian myth, it was it was thought that cats were, they could see the dead, and they were the guardians of the underworld. And then you have Kasha here in Japanese folklore, who's more or less in a similar tier of a deity, or at the very least, spiritual related medium. So that's a cool little link, or a little coincidence, really. Tig bitties, tig cat bitties. Ugh, filthy, filthy mind. So that's it for that part, honestly. Let's look at the stuff I got to see if any of it is worth holding on to. Because my inventory has gotten to a point where, yeah. Life drain, final blow. Mm-hmm.
いらっしゃい。
That ought to do it. Jonin. Water resistance and fall damage. Those are completely useless to me right now, I am sorry to say. Fall damage is basically nothing. There's only like, unless you're like super careless, I can understand, but there's very few instances in the game where you even lose a huge portion of your health. Not to mention, I have yet to face, at any point in Nioh 2, a boss enemy that did solely water damage. Like, in Nioh 2, in Nioh 1, there's only two that I can distinctly remember. They were Date Masamune, who like pretty much dunked water all over the arena. And then there was the Umibozu. Well, actually, I kind of lied. There is Ryuken, whatever it's called. Oh, these are both good, honestly. I think I'll hold on to them. Combine this one. So that way I earn some credit with the smith. Did not earn enough. Oh well. But yeah, I kinda lied. There is one boss in this game that does do some water damage, but it's kind of like Date Masamune, where it's only one half of his set. It's not his full shtick. Ryuk. It was Suko, Suke. No, not this. Ryumen Sukuna. Yeah, he's like the only major boss in the game so far that honestly does any lick of water damage on me. And just about every other enemy in the game that does use water to do anything are the lesser Umibozus and the Lost Souls, the floating skulls. What were they called again? Onibi. Yeah, I can never remember their names, so I just call them Lost Souls because that's what they remind me of from the Doom games. Floating demon skulls. Yeah, there's the water versions of those. Yeah, these. So yeah, water resistance has honestly meant nothing to me in this whole game. Same with the. Same with the. Same with the fall damage and panda hand damage. And in this kind of game, I hate to repeat myself, but why in God's green earth would you even want anything with prioritizing bare-handed attacks? When frankly, that's not what the game encourages at all. I mean, you could probably get away with it, but I don't see how it would honestly suit you in any practical capacity. Now, what did I want to... I was trying to earn points to... I already did. I already got the secret art for Odachi. I don't see... Oh, wait a minute. There's another one. Already got one for Tonfa. I know the Switchglaive was one that I didn't have. Which is why I had it equipped on me earlier when I started. That's not it. There they are. So I'm going to need to do some more grinding with the Switchglaive if I want to get either of these. I already got one. For hatchets. I got one for the longsword. I think it was the spear I was working on. Yeah, spear and Odach and Switchglaive. Go back to leveling this one up. And go back to this one, Watatsumi's Watch, which looks very damn cool. So does the Raijin, actually. So those are the two weapons I'm stuck with at the moment. Because I want to get the trophies for doing the secret art technique unlocks for both of those. I've done pretty much all the other ones except those two. And Onmyo, which I can't do yet because the dojo mission hasn't been unlocked for it. And I am balanced in my equipment weight at the moment, so that's good. How do I look in the Iga? Not too bad, really. My My character's bust seems to be a little bit pronounced, so it's not just flattened in there. Although I wish the, I mean, 258 is decent defense, but those stats are garbage. Look at that, water resistance and fall damage. I don't reduction. I don't need those. They're useless to me. That's the only thing wrong with it, which is part of the reason why I don't like the RNG shtick the game pushes down my throat. And honestly, it doesn't really serve any purpose really. This is it says Yoshie, but this is clearly the shirt that Oda Nobunaga was wearing earlier in the game. Just with some extra, it's just with some shoulder pads put on it. Raging Bull, that's a favorite. Huh, even the Raging Bull kind of pokes out a bit. Veteran. 302. I think I want to wear Master Swordsman. For a little while. Maybe. I don't know. The pad kind of goes up my hair for some reason. Maybe I'll stick to veteran. I don't know. Hell, even the Warrior of the West looks is good. Whatever. Either way, that's my game plan for the moment as to what I'm trying, as for what I want to use and grind up with at the moment. So that'll do it for that dojo. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, chapter 6, Dream, which is the newest one, and we have our next main mission over there. And I'm going to take a break and go to the little ninja's room. And when I come back, we will do a much longer stream and do the main mission associated, the first main mission associated with Chapter 6, Mausoleum of Evil. And from what I've heard, there is another chapter in this game, a 7th region. At least I believe so. And of course that's not counting whether or not Nioh 2 will get a certain amount of expansions like the first one did. I did end up getting the season pass with the special edition when I got it, so whatever Team Ninja puts out, I'll be able to get free of charge. Well, relatively speaking, since the deluxe edition was, $20 more expensive, and yet is much more reasonably priced than the overpriced deluxe edition of Doom Eternal, which basically gave you nothing except a couple of skins for the Slayer and the shotgun and nothing else. At least Nioh 2 gave you a steelbook case and an art book on top of a couple of those 2 sets of armor. So honestly, yeah, Doom Eternal Special Edition was a huge ripoff, an overpriced ripoff. Nioh 2 is actually reasonably priced. So I'm gonna I'm gonna go take a break, and when I come back, we will resume with a longer, more fulfilling part with Mausoleum of Evil. So that'll do it for this part. Good to face Hanzo again. Now I just need to see when the Onmyo one comes up and who either will face Tenkai or the other guy, Rikyu, I think his name was. So that'll do it for this part. Be back later.